Through to Jan, who's onside. It's Asamoah Gyan. It's 2-1 Ghana.
Welcome to episode 201 of the Football Weekly Podcast. I'm your co-host, Reginald. Boy. For those of you, before we even start, for those of you that came by and showed your support to us through whether you came by to the store Soccer Max for our 200th show last weekend, thank you for coming by. We appreciate it. The love was great. We were able to see some old faces. It was awesome. It was awesome. Thank you. So once again, thank you guys. I'm sure if Joe was here, he would be saying the same thing. It was fantastic. And even to the people that showed us love on Instagram and personal messages, we appreciate it. Thank you. Well noted. Might not respond to all of them, but guys, we saw them all and we're really humbled and appreciate our fan base and our friends. So thank you very much for that. Oh, wow. So much is going on in the world of football. People did not like my comments. People did not like my comments about the greatest player of all time, Lionel Messi. They did not like my comments about Lionel Messi not being the greatest player ever to play the sport. Listen, guys, you have to take into account what the meaning of the greatest player of all time is. It's not, if you want to sit there and say he's the greatest player of my generation that I've ever seen, no problem with that. What you're saying when you say GOAT is this guy is the greatest player ever to kick a soccer ball in the history of the game. And it's not true. It's not true. I'm old enough to have seen Maradona. I'm old enough to have seen Ronaldinho prime. I'm old enough to have seen maybe not Maradona prime Maradona. Old enough to see Zidane, old enough to see a lot of players. And there's characteristics in each of the players that is just fantastic. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you Ronaldo's the GOAT or this guy's the GOAT and that guy's the GOAT. I'll give you my top 5, and guess what? Messi's not in it. And you're screaming at your screen right now. How can Messi not be in? He's not. I've never seen a player that needs more help than Lionel Messi. With great power comes great responsibility. You took over being the face of a league that you don't like. He does not like the MLS. He likes what the MLS affords him. He does not like the MLS. Cannot like playing in the MLS. The greatest player that ever played football in the history of the sport does not play in the MLS. No slight against the MLS. Again, guys, no slight against the MLS. But the greatest player ever to play the sport does not play in the MLS. It's like saying the greatest hockey player ever to play plays in the KHL. Or the greatest player to ever play basketball plays in China. Better than Michael Jordan, better than LeBron, but he plays in Japan. No one likes the fact that I brought up, and it's not on video. Even after our show, we were talking about this. No one likes the facts that I bring up. Everyone hates the facts that I bring up. If you're an Inter Miami fan, you won the championship. Congratulations. It was in your home stadium. Imagine that. Fantastic. But if you're an Inter Miami fan, a fan of the team, not a fan of Messi, because there's a difference. You're either a fan of Messi or you're a fan of Inter Miami. If you're a fan of Inter Miami, true to the franchise, your franchise is cooked when Messi leaves. Cooked when Messi leaves. Why, you say? Why? I'll tell you why. Busquets is retired, so he's gone. Suarez is probably 4 months away from retirement. He should have retired 2 years ago, but he'll retire as well. You've got rid of all the English-speaking players on the team to fit Messi's comfort level. because he doesn't want to learn English. He just wants to speak Spanish. So you have to get rid of all the English speaking people to accommodate him. There's nobody that speaks English in the starting 11 of the team. So there's nobody from North America in the starting 11 of Inter Miami. The coach is his buddy, Mascherano from Barcelona. That's his buddy, so he's the coach. I'm pretty sure the staff and the assistant coaches and the medical staff, I'm pretty sure they're all Spanish speaking, and they're not from North America. I should check that. I shouldn't say it outright, but I'll place a blind bet on that. Once Messi leaves, Suarez ain't hanging around if he was still playing. They just signed Sergio Reguilon from last team I saw him playing for was Tottenham. He might have played in La Liga as well. They just signed him. How Inter Miami is able to do this, I have no idea. But anyways, that's a different topic for a different day. Once he leaves, he's gone. Rodrigo De Paul will leave. Mascherano will leave. Beckham will probably sell the franchise. And then you're left with nothing. Like, what player is going to come in there and say there's a pathway there? That's from North America, sorry. That's going to say there's a pathway there. There isn't. It's going to take 4 to 5 seasons, 6 seasons for them to get back to where it started. I think Kamal Miller played at Inter Miami and didn't learn Spanish, so he was gone. He was traded. With great power comes great responsibility. Another riot in another country where he was supposed to be, he was there, decided to leave early. They went crazy again. This guy. I've never seen a player need the most help. Go chill in Barcelona, Iniesta this side, Xavi that side, Busquets behind me, Piqué and Puyol behind him, Jordi Alba on this side, Dani Alves on this side, up top, Eto'o, Thierry Henry. Oh, must be nice. Must be nice. Then you go to PSG, another league that's probably not top. Well, they say top 5, but it's probably 5 if you're ranking. Chilling over there, did nothing. Then you say, okay, I'm gonna go to MLS and I'm gonna change that whole franchise. And you did. You won. Congratulations, you won. But you need Rodrigo De Paul. I need Suarez. I need Busquets. I need Alba. Now we need Sergio Reguilon. Now we need this guy. Now I need my buddy to coach. Now. Greatest of all time don't need that, my friend. The greatest of all time to me is someone that is extremely skillful, and I'm not saying Messi isn't. Definitely is. But there's other attributes for GOAT. Being able to do 100 keep ups on your head doesn't put you in my GOAT discussion. It doesn't. I wish Joe was here today too. He's a Messi guy and he can tell me all about it. But maybe if he's on the next show, he can react to some of the things that I'm saying right now. Being able to grab a team by the scruff of the neck and pull them and drag them to championships. Guys that are leaders as well. To be skillful and be a leader. Those are the guys that I think are GOATs. Those are the guys where you look at a team and say, how the hell did he win with that team? How the hell do you not win with PSG at that time? Neymar on one side, you on the other, Mbappe through the middle? You don't win? I'm not saying the losses are on him. I'm not saying that at all either. But again, I bring it up time and time again, and I'm not saying CR7 is the greatest of all time either, but when he got too big for a league, he left. Let me go conquer this league. I'm the best player in Portugal. Let me go to EPL in the heyday of EPL. Champions League, leagues, player of the year, this, that, and the third in England. Okay, yeah, I've conquered that. Let me go to Spain and La Liga and play for Real Madrid. 6 Champions Leagues later, a couple of leagues. Okay, let me go to Juve and see what I can do there. Okay, play Juve, whatever, win Scudettos, whatever. After that, you know what? Even at my big age, I'll go back to the EPL, see what I can do in there. I mean, it's debatable whether he was successful or whatnot. He was older, so I think when you have a name like that, everything kind of gravitates towards you as far as who the ball gets played to. So did that and then moved on to where he is now in Saudi. But he saw that, okay, I've done this here, I'm out of here. You know, he's not going to small teams either. United, from Sporting to United to Real Madrid to Juventus to back to United. You know, he's not going to small teams. I get it. There's good players around there. But he's the guy that he's the missing piece. He's the missing piece. If you swap Ronaldo and Messi on Barcelona, is there a difference? Is there a big difference? Huge difference? Now you put Messi on that Juve. Is it the same? And you guys are looking at me, this guy's crazy. Think about it. I don't want to spend the whole show debating this. I'm not debating with you, believe it or not. It's not a debate. If you want to debate this, go debate it with someone else. You can give me your opinion. That's fine. I'm not debating you. This is my opinion. I can sit 5 guys here that'll tell me I'm crazy and have totally different opinions and Messi's the greatest because. Fine. I'm not going to debate you, not arguing with you. This is my opinion. Just I brought it up because we had a big discussion after the show last week in the store, Messi this, Messi that, and I was just like, okay. And I got messages on Instagram, I'm crazy, you're crazy, you don't know anything about, yeah, okay, no problem. Not debating you. In a couple of weeks, 35th annual Africa Cup of Nations kicks off in Morocco. Ghana didn't make it. They made the big tournament. We'll talk about World Cup as well. Ridiculous. If you're looking to go to games, absolutely ridiculous. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Jamie Carragher at it again. The biggest mouth at it again. Talk about some moves in the MLS. And if I have time, I'll deal with you Arsenal haters out there because I get a lot of messages after games. And I'm very confused. So we'll talk about that. Africa Cup of Nations. I think I'm all for it being a unique tournament. I'm all for it. But they got to change. They got to change when it happens. They have to. They have to change when it happens. You're taking players from their leagues, important players from their leagues, in December. In Germany, it might not matter because there's a 2-week break around Christmas time. So 2 of the 4 weeks, if one of your players actually makes it to the finals, they're there for 4 weeks. If they don't, they're back in 2 weeks. So they'll probably be back for the first game of the New Year schedule in Germany. And I believe Italy has a 2-week break as well. So not too bad there. I think this is the first season that England is going to have a little bit of a break as well. You can't have too much of a break because you have a World Cup in June. So you have to get these leagues done and dusted by, I would hope, end of April, beginning of first week of May. These leagues have to be done by to get the players ready for their tournament. But it has to change. It has to be a summer tournament, just like all the other tournaments are in the off season. It has to be. I know you probably couldn't have it this year because of the World Cup, but I hope there's a change coming. I believe MLS has also. I think the MLS has also decided to change the timing of their league as well, because that's a summertime league as well. So Americans, Canadians, Mexicans, whatever country you're from, and you play in the MLS, and there's a World Cup going on, players are gone. Look at TFC 1 year. Osorio's gone. Laren's gone. The goalie was gone. Our Canadian goalie, I forget who it was. He's gone. Another defender was gone. Michael Bradley's gone with the USA. Altidore gone with the USA. How can you play games like this? How can you play meaningful games when 7 of your starters are gone? Can't do it. Can't do it. So I believe I heard somewhere that they are changing it to start the same time as all the other leagues, start in October and finish in June. Have to. You have to. You have to. Even Gold Cup. Even the Gold Cup, when it happens in the summertime, it's right in the heart of the MLS league. Guys are missing. Guys are gone. Can't have it. Can't happen. So hopefully they look at that, and for the next one in 2 years, they change it to be a summertime tournament. I know it's probably going to be stupid hot there, but I mean, you have to. You can't be taking. Ryan Mbeumo's gone from Manchester United. Salah's gone from Liverpool. Like, these are major players from their teams. Major players from their teams, and they're gone in December. The Christmas time fixtures where you have 4 games in 8 days or whatever it was, or 3 games in 8 days. Some of your best players are gone, and they're not just the guys that are sitting on the bench. It's players. It's players. Imagine Yaya Toure is still playing in the league. He's playing for Man City in the heart of in the midfield. He won't, because Pep Guardiola's there. But imagine he was there. Now you're missing Yaya Toure for a month. Can't do it. They need to change the timing of that tournament. But I'll be watching definitely towards the beginning of the tournament. We'll start. I'll break down some of the groups. We'll have a discussion. Like I said, Ghana's not in it, but again, qualified for the big one. Other news coming out of the world of football is the tickets for a World Cup that is happening in Canada, USA, and Mexico. You are pricing out the real fans. That's all I'll have to say about that. We've seen instances and examples of ticket prices. I know a lot of people from overseas. I've been watching a lot of Instagram feed posts and stuff like that from people overseas saying this is how much it's going to cost me to go to a game in Canada, not including flights and food and da-da-da-da-da. If I want to watch my team throughout the group stages, and if they make it all the way to the World Cup final, it's going to cost me £8,000. £8,000. In Canadian money, you can double that. I've had friends go to World Cups, and it's just like, yeah, you might not want to watch Japan versus Bulgaria. You might not want to watch that, but you can get a ticket for $30. Go check it out. It's a World Cup game. Let's go. $30. Who cares? Now you want $400 from me to go watch that. I'm not watching that. Ghana is going to be in Canada, in Toronto, playing Panama, I believe. I think it's June 17th or 23rd. I can't, one of those 2 days, one of those 2 games. We thought it was going to be England, Ghana, but that ticket would be $2,000 easily. I can see that ticket being $2,000 easily, Ghana versus England. But England's not going to be playing in Canada, so, or in Toronto. So we got Ghana, Panama. That's okay. I'll go watch Ghana, Panama until $1,300 for a ticket came up. I'm not doing that. I'll go stand outside the stadium. I'm not going inside. I'm not paying $1,300 for that. If Italy makes the World Cup, and I know we talked about this last week as well, because we had a discussion about if you're of Italian descent, who are you cheering for if Italy plays Canada? And it was a resounding, they're cheering for Italy, which is crazy to me. But anyways, Canadian passport, but you're cheering for Italy? I don't get it. But anyways, won't drudge that back up. There's somebody out there, I believe someone was telling me that somebody paid $15,000 for 4 seats to that game. And it's not even it's not even written in stone that Italy's going to make the World Cup, but he's already paid the $15,000 for those tickets for those games, for that game, for the possibility of that game. So if that game doesn't come off, Italy doesn't make it. Who are you watching? Canada versus Wales for 15,000? No, you can't. You can't. It's crazy. It's crazy what the prices are. A buddy of mine on our outdoor team was like, yeah, I forget where he went. Germany, I think he went to Germany for one of the World Cups. And he's just like, yeah, he's $60 for a ticket. You go in, you might, it's not the greatest seats. You're not 4 rows away from the field, but you can see the game and you're at a World Cup game and there's people around and you enjoy the sights, the sounds, everything. So you get in there for $60, get a flight, hotel, go get dinner, go get tickets. Tickets are the least of your worries. But not for this World Cup. This World Cup's crazy. The prices are crazy. So hopefully everything that we're seeing is nonsense and not true, and the ticket prices will come down. But from what I've been reading and protests and even former players are even coming out saying this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Like everywhere I turning about World Cup tickets, everyone's just saying it's out of control. Like I don't understand, why is it so expensive? I you know what, guys? It's possible that we have this Football Weekly podcast, and I've played football for over 40 years. Love it. World Cup coming to my country. I might not be at one game this year. I might not go to one game of a World Cup in my country, 40 minutes away from where I live. I might not be able to afford to go to a World Cup game. Wow. So hopefully FIFA gets it together and says, okay, let's stop gouging. You brought in more teams for more money, and now you're charging us an arm and a leg to go watch these games. It can't happen. Jamie Carragher at it again. Slagging off Mo Salah again. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about Jamie. I'm not even going to talk about Jamie Carragher. I can't give him any. I mean, scratch that off. I can't give him any run on the show. Dummy. He's just a dummy. Jamie Carragher, Jamie O'Hara. Is it a coincidence they're both Jamie? I don't know. Both dummies. No time for them whatsoever. New York Red Bulls have hired former TFC captain Michael Bradley as their head coach. I know Bradley went with his dad out to, I don't even remember where they went. Sweden? They're coaching in Sweden together? Somewhere. So now Michael Bradley is the head coach of New York Red Bull. So it'd be exciting to see him on the sideline, and as he steps into the second stage of his professional career in coaching. So we'll look out for that. Finally, before I let you go, quick show today. When Joe gets back on, we'll have a nice discussion about the leagues and Champions Leagues and what else is going on in football. I'm sure he has a couple of words to say about my Messi rant, and he'll have a couple of things to say about the World Cup, and we'll get his take on Africa Cup of Nations and where he sees a possibility of Italy actually making the World Cup. We'll talk about all of that because I don't think we got into it too much last week at the live show, but we'll talk player-wise, player selection, tactics, and all of that as well. But before we go, getting some strange comments about Arsenal Football Club. It's very strange. If you've watched the show or whatever, you know me, you know I'm a big Arsenal fan. Played a game against Wolves Saturday at 3:00. Played Wolves. Wolves have 2 points in the league. They have 2 points. They have 2 draws. They don't have any wins. They were saying no wins in 6 months. And I remember I did my Clock Ender show, and I gave the fans a little bit of praise. Like 6 months, no wins, and you're still traveling to spending money to travel to stadiums to watch them play. the away ticket at Arsenal is probably one of the most expensive in the EPL. No wins in 6 months. Holy smokes. Home games, yeah, definitely go, but I don't know if I'd travel. If that was my team's recent history, I don't think I would travel to all the games. And you had a lot of fans in the Emirates yesterday. I don't know if they're coming to see the leaders or come to the stadium or take a nice ride out to London, whatever it is. But there are a lot of fans. They had a lot of fans in the stadium. So the overwhelming comment that I got from that game was, "Oh, Wolves scored 3 goals and lost 2-1. You guys are bottling it already." And da 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 da. I'm just like, how are we bottling the league when we won the game? We got 3 points. Okay, granted, it was a disgusting performance, awful performance, awful performance. I get it, fine, but we scraped a win. Like, I don't understand why. How like, if we had lost the game, okay, you're starting to bottle. I get it. You're losing. You're dropping points. But we won the game. How are we bottling it now? Oh, you just are, you guys. And I'm telling you, as Arsenal, if you're an Arsenal fan and you're watching this, 3 seasons ago, we would have lost that game. At home to the worst team in the league, at home, we would have lost that game. Or at best, draw that game. Like, we wouldn't have had the go-to to get up the field and get that second goal. Or the own goal, whatever. We would have dropped our heads. We would have been, whose fault? Looking around, whose fault is it? It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Whose fault? Well, why didn't you do that? We would have been like that. We would have drawn that game or lost that game 3 seasons ago. And those are the type of games that you win. And it's just like, well, maybe it could happen. Because like I said, we would have lost that game 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We would have lost that game or tied it to the worst team in the league. We would have tied the game. I just don't understand like, we're still top. Manchester City wins, we win, and oh, look out for Manchester City. Well, why? Why look out for Manchester City? We won too. I don't get it. I just don't get it. There was a guy that was watching on Instagram again, and he went on 20 minutes about the Arsenal. He's a Manchester United fan. He went 20 minutes about the Arsenal game. It's like, I wanted to respond. I don't want to get into these going back and forth arguments with people. So I've started not to respond to things. I used to respond to everything, and it was taking up my whole life responding to this guy. And then this guy comes in, and then this guy comes in, and now you're getting called names and this and that. And then it's just like, okay, whatever. So I'm starting to ease off on that. And I wanted to respond to him. Man United just finished playing about an hour ago at home, 4-4 with Bournemouth. 4-4 with Bournemouth. At home. Cunha's back. Mbuemo's back. Šeško's back. Mason Mount all of a sudden remembered how to play football. Now he's one of the greatest English midfielders ever to play football. He played. Casemiro played. Lisandro Martinez is back. Kobe Manu came into the second half and he played. Who else was there? Whoever was there. Dalo's still there. Everybody's so concerned with Arsenal. And I know why they're concerned with Arsenal. I know why they mention Arsenal, because Arsenal is the only team that's going to get you clicks and views. No one's going to care about Dead Man United. No one cares about City. Again, is there such a thing as a Manchester City fan outside of Manchester? Who cares? Chelsea fans the same way. You tied Arsenal 1-1 down a man, and it was your Champions League final. You guys went crazy. You guys couldn't even beat us. To what just happened to them the last two weeks. You don't hear about Chelsea fans anymore. You don't hear Chelsea fans talking anymore. Thankfully, we don't hear a lot from Liverpool Logan either anymore. You don't hear much from Eddie Howe. Newcastle stink. You don't hear much about them. So the only team that you're really going to get anybody, and Hotspurs as well, Tottenham, they got pumped 3-0 yesterday. Looking to fire another coach. Only teams that are going to get you any run, any engagement, any views, any clicks, any comments, is you talk about Arsenal. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it. The masters of that are Jamie Carragher and Neville. Gary Neville, and now it's kind of Paul Scholes now. Paul Scholes came out one time and said he'd rather have Sandro Tonali in his midfield than Declan Rice. He said Sandro Tonali is a better player than Declan Rice. And it's the first time I've ever heard an English player, a former English player, not big up another English player. If Declan Rice played for Manchester United, he'd be the best midfielder in the world. But since he plays for Arsenal, Sandro Tonali is better than him. Can't make it up, guys. Can't make it up. So, if you're a Manchester United fan, Chelsea fan, City fan, Tottenham fan, can't really talk to me if you're a Tottenham fan. Or a Liverpool fan, not this year, you can't talk to me this year. Please, concentrate on your squad. Concentrate on your team. Please. Because I really want to go on Instagram right now and go right back to that guy's page and see what he's saying about a 4-4 at home to Bournemouth. A game you were losing it. The fourth goal that Manchester United scored, we called it a bunga. We used to, me and my buddy of mine, we call it bunga goals. It hits 18 shins and then it lands in the penalty spot to somebody running onto it to score. Cunha's goal. Garbage. It's a bad pass. It hit 2 legs and it just fell into it, rolled right into his stride. Garbage goal. They all count, but whatever. You wouldn't mind a couple of own goals to win that game and get the 3 points, though, right? You would take it, right? But when Arsenal do it, it's something bad and different, and ooh, you guys stink. You just came off pumping of Tottenham, came off pumping Bayern Munich. You know, we play absolutely horrendous football and get the 3 points, and there's still something wrong with it. I don't get it. Worry about Šeško. Worry about Cunha. 1 goal in 12 appearances. Worry about those guys. Don't worry about Gyökeres. Arsenal fans will worry about it. Don't worry about those guys. Worry about your guys. So, guys, that's all I have for you. Quick half an hour. Still debating whether we're going to put this back on Spotify. I need to get some analytics to see how many people are actually listening on the popular podcast platforms and see if it's worth it to put it up there. You can definitely most definitely get this show on YouTube, as you can see. But I'm going to take a look at the analytics and see if it's worth putting it out on the popular podcast. I need to see how many people are even listening, because it does take a little bit of time to do all of that editing and then slap it up there. So if there's not a lot of people listening to it, then we'll just be strictly doing this show on YouTube. If you're not following, follow. It's free. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Get the notifications that there's a new show up. My New Year's resolution is to make this a weekly show. The name of this podcast is Football Weekly Podcast. We do it every 2 months. So I'm trying to make it weekly, even if I have to just do a quick and dirty show like I did today, just to keep the content going and doing it weekly. That's my New Year's resolution in December. So, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week.